Happy new Magic set, everybody. Yes, this is Aaron from Comic Booked, and today we have these wonderful products to open. Booster box of Dominaria Remastered. These are the draft boosters, because those are the only options. And then a complete and total beautiful shiny box of Dominaria Remastered collector boosters. 12 in all kinds of fancy crap in there, so we'll see what we get. Of course, that will be the last part of the video. The first part will be to open this box of draft boosters. So Dominaria Remastered, not a regular play set, as you may or may not know, as Magic sets are concerned. So it's a reprint set with new art, variants, and classic border stuff, all kinds of things. So there's all kinds of new stuff in here as well, at least new artwork and that kind of thing. So they come out with the nice little box topper, cardboard, no box topper card or and no pre-order card or anything like that for buying a box. So it does give you the draft archetypes. If you need to know those at this point, then you probably are new to playing Magic. I was looking through those because yeah, I know what those are. Okay, cool. Some things that are coming back in this set that maybe you didn't know about. Madness, discarding a card allows you to cast it for a different casting cost. Storm, which is basically a way to duplicate spells. If you play a spell and then when you play another spell with Storm, it gives you multiples of that effect. So recursion, of course, bringing stuff back or untapping lands when you tap for mana. Um, Ramp, typical, all of these others, pretty straightforward. So, all right, played a pre-release or a release event last night, which was pretty good. It was a booster draft of this, and I didn't get anything spectacular out of my packs, and I only won one game or one round out of three. So yeah, it was a little disappointing, but you know, um, it's a learning experience. I will be drafting this again in a couple weeks. I'm not sure next week if we will or not, but yeah, it's nice to do a draft with this. This is what this is built for, is for drafting. So, as far as I know, nobody in our group got a Force of Will. So that was, of course, the big card out of this set. There are multiple tutors as well. Enlightened, Mystic, Vampiric. I think there's a tutor for every color set. So, all right, well, we will start out. So, we have 36 packs in these boxes. I think it's 36, right? It used to be 36. Maybe it's not. Oh, yeah, 36. All right, good. I know there was one box we opened and it was like 30. I think it was Strixhaven. I don't know. So you notice I'm using the Dice Masters official deck. So, or playmat. Hopefully this will help me kind of keep organized stacks. We're going to do a stack for mythics, a stack for rares, a stack for well, two different rares. So there'll be rares, mythics, and rares of the alt border. So there'll be classic border cards and regular border cards, and I'll show you what I mean as we get into them. So let's go ahead and crack pack one. These, we're not really sure about these cards yet, whether they're going to be reprinted again or there's more that are out there. But this initial distribution, it wasn't necessarily limited, although some of the distributors I understand were limiting how many they were selling. So new tokens, cool token artwork. We'll throw the tokens over here. All right, so our commons, we got Croson Restorer, 3 casting cost, 1/2, tapped on tap a land, and then Threshold. That is once you meet whatever the threshold is, so you can untap up to 3 target lands when you tap her, and that's only if you have 7 or more cards in your graveyard. So Threshold is another new mechanic. Not a new mechanic, but an old mechanic that's come back in this set as well. Subterranean Scout enters a battlefield. Target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked. Leaden Fists. It's a flash +3/+3, but then the creature doesn't untap until during the controller's untap step. So it's a way to shut down a creature after it's hit you. It's nice for vigilance creatures. So Sarah Angel's in this set, so you play it on your Sarah Angel. Now she's a 7/7. Just as long as they can't tap her, you're good to go. Unless they're playing this guy, which, one white and a tap target creature. Goblin Turncoat. The cards are really nice looking, and I'll go through the first few packs here with commons, and you can see, there's a lot of Goblin stuff in here. I'm not a big Goblin fan after losing to Goblins twice last night, but, Goblins are pretty tough. Avon Fisher, it's a forecasting cost 2/2 with flying, really not great. And when it dies, you can draw a card, but I'm just not impressed. Remedy, 1 and a white, prevent the next 5 damage that would be dealt this turn to any number of targets, so that's cool. Juggernaut, standard, 5/3, attacks each turn if able, can't be blocked by walls. Dodecapod, that's our first uncommon out of the pack. Forecasting cost, and I hope you guys can see those okay. If a spell or ability would cause you to discard this card, put it in the battlefield instead, with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. So that's pretty neat. Flame Tongue Kavu, we've seen this before, not too long ago. Forecasting cost 4/2. When it enters the battlefield, deals 4 damage to target creature. Crop Rotation, 1 green and sack a land. Search your library for a land, put that card on the battlefield. If you've got too many forests and not enough plains, too many whatevers and not enough whatevers, you play this to cycle. Hey, Dark Depths, a mythic, our first big card out of the set. Dark Depths is a lot of fun. It's a legendary snowland from, I want to say this was maybe an Ice Age card, or Cold Snap, one of those sets. But this one enters the battlefield with 10 ice counters on it. Spend 3, remove an ice counter from Dark Depths, and when Dark Depths has no ice counters on it, sacrifice it. If you do, create Merit Lage, a legendary 2020 black avatar creature token with flying and indestructible. That is very nice. So that'll go in our mythic stack over here. And then our first classic border card is Frantic Search, common. 2 and a blue, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards and untap up to 3 lands. So we'll have a stack for standard, like the new format or the old format border cards as well. So then an island. I'm gonna put the islands here with the tokens. All right. Well, I'm not going to take 2 hours to open through the box that way and go through it with you, but I will definitely flip through some of the important rare or commons and uncommons in the set, and then give you a feel for what else is in there. Cat token, that's pretty cool. Man of War, 2/2 for 3. Enters battlefield, return target creature to its owner's hand. It's nice. Radiance Judgment, 2 and a white, destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. And it's got cycling. That was another thing that was brought back. We haven't seen cycling really since back in the Ikoria set, I think. So, Sandstorm, 1 damage to each attacking creature. Goblin Medics, 1 damage to a target. Penumbra Bobcat, when it dies, you get a 2/1 cat creature token. Skirk Prospector, sack a goblin, get some mana. Wormfang Drake, when it comes into play, it's got a lot of text. Basically, sack it unless you exile a creature that you control other than this, and then when he dies, you bring that creature back into play. Remote Isle, so the whole cycling land cycle, the cycle of cycle lands, is included in here. So the Remote Isle is the blue one. Tormod's Crypt, we've seen that quite a few times recently. Tiana, Ship's Caretaker, flying first strike, 3/3 for 5. When an aura or equipment you control is put in a graveyard, you may return that card to its owner's hand, so that's not too bad. Phyrexian Scuda, or Scudda, 4 casting costs 3/3. You can pay 3 life to give it plus 2 +1/+1 counters. Our rare is a classic border card, Siege Gang Commander. That's a fun goblin card. 3 and 2 red, 2/2. I like the way it looks like the old, the old classic cards. When Siege Gang Commander enters the battlefield, you can create 3/1/1 red goblin creature tokens. And then you can spend colorless and a red to sack a goblin, and Siege Gang Commander deals 2 damage to any target. It's very nice. All right, so that's one of our classic border rares. We also got a Vigilant Sentry, which is regular common, which is odd. That was back in the back of the pack. 2/2 for 3. As long as 7 or more cards are in your graveyard, it gets +1/+1 and has tap. Target attacking or blocking creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. And then a mountain. Oh, sorry, wrong stack. All right, pack number 3. I know, we're already 10 minutes in, and I'm only on the 3rd pack. Oh, token sheep. All right, if I ate a seer, coal stoker, ovenize, turn them into sheep. Pacifism, classic. Tackling fiend again. Smoldering crater is the red land, second land. Howl from Beyond, that's classic. And they use the I don't know if that's new artwork. I think that's the that's the Dave Dorman artwork from before. So that was not the original, since the original was, oh, we can't have that, but this was the new one. Newer. Stonewood, all the Invokers series are in here too. Floodgate. There's a lot of the duplicate or the dual cards where you can play fire or ice. Improvised Armor is one of our uncommons. I'm sorry, I think Fire and Ice was a common, right? No, Fire and Ice was an uncommon. See, it just jumped right ahead. All right, throw those in the uncommons. Improvised Armor is a +2/+5 for an enchantment, plus it has cycling. Saproling Symbiosis. This was one of the cards I got last night. Didn't use it, but it's a sorcery for 4, green. You can cast it as though it had flash if you pay 2 more to cast it. So if you pay 5 colorless and a green, you can cast it with flash and create a 1/1 green sapling creature token for each creature you control. That's not bad. All right. We got a classic border Street Wraith. And then a really nice foily uncommon Gem Palm Incinerator. And a Plains. It's like the end. It's always a letdown. And a land. Okay, thanks. I had to pick up 1 box of each of these just to see what kind of cool stuff we got. So there's a cat. I'm going to take the land off now, just so we're not let down, right? Seer, Spark Spray. This is a fun 1 damage to a target for 1 red with cycling as well. Horseshoe Crab, tap and tap, tap and tap, tap and tap. Yeah, fun. Momentary Blink. Blink is another thing that's come back in this set. Exile a creature, bring it back into play. It's not back. I mean, it's been around. This is such a good card. Not really, but I love this card. Evil Eye of Ormsbagor. I just love the name and the fact that it was in Legends originally. I had a couple of them back in the day. But yeah, it's 3/6 for 5. Can't other non-eye creatures you control can't attack. And then Evil Eye of Ormsbagor can't be blocked except by walls. So he's actually pretty tough. So he can get through almost everything. A lot of people don't play walls, so Wild Growth, Festering Goblin, Giant Spider, Phantom Phlox, kind of fun. 5 casting cost 0/0. Enters a battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters. And if it would be dealt damage, prevent that damage instead. Remove a +1/+1 counter. This was a great card that came back. Swords to Plowshares. I remember this from the classic, Alpha Beta Unlimited revised sets. 1 white, exile target creature, and its controller gains life equal to its power. That's a fun card with Tainted Remedy, because you make them gain life and then they lose it instead. So that's pretty cool. Tainted Remedy, black enchantment. Anytime an opponent would gain life, they lose it instead. Squirrel Nest, make some squirrels. 1 and 2 green enchantment. It's an enchant land, and you can tap the land every time to create a 1/1 green squirrel. All right. Our duel, Wax and Wane, destroy creatures. Target creature gets +2/+2 till the end of turn, or destroy target enchantment. And hey, we got a tutor, Worldly Tutor, the green one. 1 green, search your library for a creature card, reveal it, shuffle it, and put it on top of the card on top of your library. And we got Mug War Marshal, the alternate art. So Worldly Tutor's not bad. Not the best tutor yet, but it's if you're playing a creature heavy deck and you just need a creature, and you can search for a creature. The bad part is you have to reveal it, the bird token, and an island. I do like the classic border lands, though. They are pretty nice looking. Aquamoeba, isn't that Aquafina? Is that what she really looks like? Aquamoeba, 1 in a blue, 1/3, discard a card, switch the power and the toughness until end of turn. Urborg Siphon Mage, this is discard cards, do damage to make your opponent lose life and you gain life. It's not too bad. Weirbear, everybody likes the Weirbear. Ember Beast is kind of fun. There's another Nightmare Fiend in this set that's black, and it's a 1/1 for 2, but it reduces the casting cost of all your red and blue spells. So you can actually get it to where you're playing him for 1 red if you have a couple Nightmare Fiends in play. Cool. Peregrine Drake, pay 5, bring into play, untap 5 lands. Obsessive Search, great draw card. Solar Blast, great direct damage. Well, not great, it's cost 4, but you can cycle it for 3, and when you do, have it deal 1 damage to any target. Orange Thunder with a red kicker. You destroy target artifact or enchantment. If you kick it, deals damage equal to that permanent's mana value to target creature. Alright, and then to our uncommons. Milliken, 2 casting cost. Mill a card, tap to mill a card, and add 1 colorless. Yep. Call of the Herd, make some elephants. Circular Logic, counter target spell unless its controller pays 1 colorless for each card in your graveyard. And it has Madness, so if you have to discard it, you can use it instead. Hinterland Harbor, very nice. These are the dual lands. This enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a forest or an island, and then you can tap it for green or blue. Very nice. All right, High Tide is our retro border card. 1 blue until end of turn. Whenever a player taps an island for mana, that player adds an additional blue. And then a Weirbear for our foily foil. We'll put all our foils in the same stack. And we did get. All right, you know what? I'm gonna do a shift here. Put our commons up here. Uncommons. Foils. All right. Next battle. Sure, the packs aren't hard to open, at least, the collector's boosters are sealed pretty hard. Those can be a little tough to open. Bird and a mountain. We'll just go through the commons. Grape Shot's another one. 2 colorless, 1 damage to any target, and then it's got Storm. So when you cast a spell, copy it for each other spell cast before it this turn. You may choose new targets for the copies. Normally, when people are casting spells, they just keep track of Storm with a counter dice or something that helps them. So, Snap, return target creature to its owner's hand and untap up to 2 lands. Street Wraith, Elvish Aberration, the Suckata Lancer has 3 casting cost 2/2 with haste and flanking. Almost as good as banding, but not quite. Whenever a creature without flanking blocks its creature, blocking creature gets -1/-1 till the end of turn. It's nice. Wild Serpent is an enchantment that can become a creature when your opponent casts a spell. So that's cool. Mystic Zealot. As long as 7 or more cards are in your graveyard, Mystic Zealot has +1/+1 in flying. All right. And we go to our uncommons. Congregate. Target player gains 2 life for each creature on the battlefield. That could, again, be detrimental if you're playing Tainted Remedy. Mystic Enforcer. 2 green and a white. For a 3/3, protection from black and threshold. As long as 7 or more cards are in your graveyard, Mystic Enforcer gets +3/+3 and has flying. Wow. All right. Quicksilver Dagger. This is an enchant creature for 1, a blue, and a red. And enchanted creature has tap. This creature deals 1 damage to target player or planeswalker, and you draw a card. Yay! And a beautiful retro frame bop. Boppity bop bop. I remember pulling one of these at one of my first pre-release events. I went to Durham, North Carolina, and played in a Ravnica pre-release. And I pulled a Birds of Paradise in my packs, and it was the new artwork and everything. This is original art, a retro frame, very very cool. I love Bop; they're awesome. Birds of Paradise, flying 0/1s for 1 green, and you can tap to add 1 mana of any color. Very very nice. All right, and then Phyrexian Debaser debases itself by being in my pack. It's a 2/2 flyer for 4. Sack it to do -2/-2 to target creature. All right, put that there. Let's see what. Let's do this. Maybe go a little faster if I've got the packs right here in front of me. Oh, goodness, plastic just melts in my hand. So new Magic packs made by M&M's. Goblin Medics, like we need more goblins. White Mane Lion, 2/2 for 2 with flash, enters a battlefield, return a creature you control to its owner's hand. Terminal Moraine is it's a land. You can tap for a colorless, or spend 2 and tap and sacrifice it. Search your library for a basic land. Put it on the battlefield, tapped, and then shuffle. That's Phyrexian Rager, Wild Dogs. And then we'll go to our uncommons. Flesh Reaver, 2 colors, 4/4. When it deals damage to a creature or opponent, it deals that much damage to you. Now, the fix for this is to give it lifelink. That is the best way to make this puppy be your puppy. All right. Spectral Links, 2 casting cost, pro green, 2/1, and for black you can regenerate it. Some of you don't know regeneration. You can spend the black, tap it, remove it from combat, and heal all damage on it. All right. Spite and Malice are dual cards. Counter target non-creature spell or destroy target non-black creature. It can't be regenerated. There is a not classic artwork, but secondary artwork for Royal Assassin. 1/1 for 3 and tap to destroy target tapped creature. That was so much fun with Icy Manipulator, which is also in this set. And what did we get here? Sawtooth Loon, 2/2 for 4. It's an interesting card. It's a flyer for 2/2. It's a 2/2 flyer, and when it enters the battlefield, you return a white or blue creature you control to your hand, to its owner's hand. And then when it enters the battlefield, also that's not good. At the same time, it's got 2 ETB effects. 1, return a white or blue creature you control to its owner's hand. 2, draw 2 cards, put 2 from your hand on the bottom of your library. And finally, a beautiful little foil Goblin Turncoat, because we need more goblins again. This one's black, 2/1, and you can sack a goblin to regenerate him. All right, zombie token, land. Savannah Lions, 2/1 for 1. Can't beat that. Orborg Uprising. There's some charms in this set. Emerald Charm's the only one I've seen so far. Impulse. Zealot again. We had Night and Day. Nothing to do with Night and Day from Innistrad, but 1 black, target creature gets -1/-1, or 2 colors and a white, and target creature gets +1/+1. Creatures that target player controls get +1/+1. That's nice. Dark Withering, We got a full art card coming up. Destroy target non-black creature for 5. There's Rith's Grove, one of the lands. This is a lair. And when it enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless you return a non-lair land you control to its owner's hand. And then tap it for 1 red, 1 green, or 1 white. And we got a full art borderless absorb. 1 white, 2 blue. Instant counter target spell, and you gain 3 life. Very nice. That's a pretty looking card. We'll put that over here as a full art. Actually, we'll put it down here since it's a full art. Rare. And Chain Lightning for our classic border, retro border card. Yeah, I forgot there was some full art cards in here. I did actually pull a full art um overgrown or oversold cemetery. I keep wanting to say overgrown, oversold cemetery out of yesterday. So there's the Nightscape Familiar. Sorry, I said Nightmare Fiend. Nightscape Familiar, 1 and a black, 1/1. Zombie creature, blue spells and red spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and then you spend 1 and a black to regenerate him. It's a pretty fun card with red. If you're playing red blue or red, you throw the black in there. It helps you reduce casting cost. So Goblin Matron's another goblin in this set. I know, I'm just going through some of these cards. They're it's good to know what's in the set in case you're like, I'm not going to buy any of that. But then you go, oh, hey, that card's in there. I need that for my commander deck, blah, 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 whatever. You never know. Ornithopter, and then Pain and Suffering. Yes, I have that. Target player discards a card or destroy target land. All right, Aven Fate Shaper, 7 casting cost, 4/5 with flying. When it enters the battlefield, you look at the top 4 cards of your library, then put them back in any order. And 4 and a blue, look at the top 4 cards of your library and put them back in any order. So it's nice you can redo that. There is a full art Rada, Heir to Keld. 1 red, 1 green for a 2/2. Whenever that Rada, Heir to Keld attacks, you may add 2 red, and you can tap them for a green. It's pretty cool. And Sulphur Falls is our retro border rare land. This is the red-blue one. Of course, it comes into play tapped unless you control an island or a mountain. And then another Chain Lightning. Right, you get a chain going. So I didn't know that full arts were in there for the uncommons as well, but that's pretty cool. Token elephant. Sun Clasp. +1/+3, and spend 1 white to return it to your hand. Another Nightscape Familiar. Slippery Karst. There's the green Cycle Land. Life and Death. 1 green or 1 green, 1 color, or 1 colorless and a black. For 1 green, all lands you control become 1/1 creatures for the end of turn. They're still lands. Or for 1 and a black, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. You lose life equal to its mana value. All right. Turnabout is fair play, I hear. 2 and 2 blue. For an instant, choose artifact, creature, or land. Tap all untapped permanents of the chosen type. Target player controls or untap all tapped permanents of that type that player controls. Nice. Icy Manipulator, one of my favorite fun cards, especially with that assassin, 4 cost. This is a classic from Antiquities. 4 cost, 1 and a white, or 1 colorless, tap it, tap target artifact, creature, or land. It's very nice, very useful. And we get the white and the red dual land. Clifftop Retreat. Of course, again, if you don't control a mountain or plains, it comes into play tapped. And a retro border Ornithopter. Okay, we're almost through the first stack here, guys. I'm speeding up. I'm going faster. There's an insect token. There's a land. Spirit Link. There you give him life gain. That saves you from the fiend. There's the white Cycle Land, Drifting Meadow, Ickerslick, Break Asunder. We got Dromar's Cavern. When Dromar's Cavern enters the battlefield, sacrifice unless you return a non-layer card you control, but this gives you white blue, and or black. So these like the triomes, because they don't come into play tapped, which is nice. Fact or fiction. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library. Then an opponent separates those cards into 2 piles. One pile in your hand, the other in your graveyard. Yeah, it could be pretty helpful either way. Deadwood Treefolk. This looks like he was trying out for a part in the Wicker Man movie. 5 and a green, 3/6, vanishing 3. So vanishing, something coming back in this set. This creature enters the battlefield with 3 time counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a time counter from it. When the last is removed, sacrifice it. Interesting. You got to blink it out so that it doesn't go away. When it enters or leaves the battlefield, return another target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Siege Gang Commander, regular. All right, we had the Retro Border Dragon Whelp. Pretty. And a Body Snatcher, foily. Ooh, he's so pretty. The foiling was done so well in this set. Really, the best foiling I think I've seen for a long time. And I know I've heard other people say the same thing, but until you really see it, it's amazing. I really like that. So we'll put them, uh, yeah, we'll put them there. Well, actually, I'll put the foil rares in with the full art rares. You guys don't care. They're all going to go in the same box when I'm done anyway, right? All right. Token construct. Land. Grape Shot, Snap, Sunclasp, Street Wraith, Elvish Aberration, Remote Isle, Mind Stone, Duress, that's always fun, Bobcat, Nantucket Monastery. This is tap for colorless. And then if you have Threshold, you can pay a green and a white. And Nantucket Monastery becomes a 4/4 green and white insect monk creature with first strike until end of turn. It's still a land. Activate only if 7 or more cards in your graveyard. It's nice. Damping Sphere, here's another fun artifact. 2 casting costs. If a land is tapped for 2 or more mana, it produces colorless instead of any other type and amount. Each spell a player casts costs 1 more to cast for each other spell that player's cast this turn. It shuts down Storm pretty quickly. Faceless Butcher, 2 and 2 black for a 2/3. When it enters a battlefield, exile another target creature, and when it leaves the battlefield, return the exiled creature to the battlefield under its owner's control. Mystic Remora is our rare, and Fadia Seer is the retro. So Mystic Remora, 1 blue. It has cumulative upkeep of 1. That means every turn you put a counter on it, and you pay that much. So first turn you pay 1, second turn you pay 2, then you pay 3. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, you may draw a card unless that player pays 4 colorless. So it might be good for a few turns. All right. Next stack. Squirrel. And we'll just skip through the commons. And we'll go to the uncommon Slice and Dice. 4 and 2 red. Deals 4 damage to each creature. Nice. And it's got cycling for 3. Terravore, 1 and 2 green. It's got trample. Power and toughness equal to the number of land cards in all your graveyards. Zombie Infestation, 1 and a black. Discard 2 cards and create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Arborea. This is the only world enchantment in this set. World enchantments are back from Legends and that era. So it's 2 and 2 green. World enchantment. Creatures can't attack a player unless that player casts a spell or put a non-token permanent on the battlefield during their last turn. It's pretty cool. And a retro frame Damping Sphere. Sapperling. They look so angry. Nothing new in the common slots. We're seeing everything. Griffin Guide, 2 and a white, enchant creature, gets +2/+2 and flying. And when it dies, you make a 2/2 flying white griffin. Illusion and Reality, when people don't know the difference. 1 blue for illusion. Target spell or permanent becomes the color of your choice until end of turn, or reality. Destroy target artifact. Fire Blast, always fun. 4 and 2 red. You may sacrifice 2 mountains rather than pay the spell's mana cost. That's kind of cool. And then it does 4 damage to any target. We got a Retro Frame Exploration, one green mana. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. It's a nice little enchantment. Oops. We got Remote Isle and a foily Skirk Prospector. Oh, just like Stinky Pete. Now I dropped the pack. So this will be the big one. So I dropped it on the floor, right? Goblin, back around to that again. Land. Empty the Warrens. It's a fun goblin card. You create 2 1/1 goblin creature tokens and it has Storm. All right. So our uncommons: Draw News Crusade, 1 and a black and a red. All goblins get +1/+1. All goblins are black and are zombies in addition to other creature types. It's pretty cool. Dragon Whelp, again. Croesus's Catacombs. When Croesus's Catacombs into this is another layer, it gives blue, black, or red. And we got the Bee Lady. Nobody wants her. Why is she even in the set? 1 black, 1 green, 1 red, 1, 2, flyer, and then spend a black, a red, a green, tap, and target player draws a card. I guess if you're playing with Shouldered and you just need to make them draw a bunch of cards, I don't know. And then a retro frame of that. Momentary thing. So I do like that the retro frame cards included the classic graveyard token or graveyard symbol there. Now you can't see it because it's white. It's difficult to see. But there's a little graveyard, like a gravestone next to the name, and that's because it's got flashback. So back in the day when we started putting symbols on cards, so we knew what they did. All right, skip, 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 skip. Right down to Elvish Spirit Guide. Exile it and add 1 green. Mesa Enchantress, 1 and 2 white for a 0/2. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, draw a card. Necro Savant, 3 and 3 black for a 5/5. 3 and 2 black, sack it, and return Necro Savant from your graveyard. Oh, sack a creature, and return this from your graveyard, activated only during your upkeep. And for our rare, a beautiful full art Entomb. 1 black, search your library for a card, put that card in your graveyard, then shuffle. And Wild Dogs. All right, we are more than halfway through the box. Construct token, another planes, lightning reflexes, renewed faith. That's a fun life gain card. Juggernaut. There's a Sarah Angel. With the artwork from, I think maybe that was like 9th or 10th edition when they redid the art. 4/4 flying with vigilance for 5. It's a nice card. Recoil, bounce something back to somebody's hand, make them discard a card. Daragaz's Caldera, and that's the black, red, and green one. Exploration, regular, empty the Warrens, and a beautiful foily Chainer's Edict. All right. Zombie. Swamp. Just in case you're keeping score, you know. Primal Boost. Okay. Dread Return. 2 and 2 black. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. You can flash it back if you sacrifice 3 creatures. Dragon Blood. 3 colorless. Tap 3, or play 3, tap it. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Gem Palm Incinerator, we've seen already. A retro border Divine Sacrament. 1 and 2 white. White creatures get +1/+1. Threshold. White creatures get additional +1/+1 as long as 7 or more cards are in your graveyard. And then Ichor Slick. It's just a regular one. Cat. Plains. Commons. Okay. Another Loon. Undead Gladiator. 3 casting cost 3/1. Spend 1 in a black, discard a card, return it from your graveyard to your hand, activate one during your upkeep, and it's got cycling. Gamekeeper is a 2/2 for 4. When it dies, you can exile it. If you do, reveal cards from the top of your library to reveal a creature card, and put all other cards revealed that way into your graveyard. Woodland Cemetery is the dual for green and black. At Retro Frame Nature's Lore, search your library for a forest card, put that card on the battlefield, then shuffle for 1 and a green. It's nice. And our foily Lull. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. And it has cycling for 2. Alright. Invigorating Boon. Whenever a player cycles a card, you may put +1/+1 counter on target creature. Lightning Rift, 1 and a red. Whenever a player cycles a card, you may pay 1 colorless. If you do, this deals damage to any target. So there's a theme here. Nature's Lore. Jester's Cap. I kind of like the new artwork, although I like the artwork from, I think it was Ice Age, much better. 4 colorless. And then the spend 2 and tap it, and you sacrifice the cap, search target player's library for 3 cards and exile them, and that player shuffles. So just not a lot of fun for people who are playing decks geared around very specific combos, because you can just kind of wipe them out. You go, yeah, you don't need those 3 cards. And it's not even like non-land cards or anything like that. It's just any cards. So if they're playing a very limited, they're like splashing for blue and they only have 3 islands, you can search and pull all 3 islands out, and really screws up people's decks. All right, so there's our commons. There's Rada, regular version. Gerard's Verdict, 1 and a black. Target player discards 2 cards. You gain 3 life for each land card discarded this way. Wall of Junk, hunk of junk. 2 colorless for a 0/7 defender. When it blocks, return it to your hand. Another Royal Assassin. And a Retro Border Renewed Faith. That's the first duplicate rare we've seen. At least it's a Royal Assassin. It's a decent card. Mistress Factory is back in this set. It's pretty cool. Confiscate, that's such a fun card. 4 and 2 blue. And enchant permanent, you control it. You play that with the Nightscape Familiar. So it reduces the casting cost. Stand and Deliver. And our Mystical Tutor it's a retro frame Mystical Tutor. 1 blue. Search your library for an instant or sorcery card, reveal it, shuffle, and put that card on top. It's good they put that in that order. Shuffle first, then put the card on top. All right. Pacifism and a retro frame, beautiful foil Impulse. All right. Two packs left in this stack. See what we got. No Force of Will, no Vampiric Tutor yet. Maybe here. We'll see. So, Dedapult. Sack a zombie. Does 2 damage to any target. Order and Chaos. Exile target attacking creature or creatures can't block this turn. Voice of All. This is a 2 and 2 white for a 2/2 flyer. And enters a battlefield, choose a color, and then it has protection from that color. Arcades Sabat, one of the legendary dragons from Legends. 2 colors, 2 green, 2 white, and 2 blue. 7/7 flyer. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice him unless you pay 1 green, 1 white, 1 blue. Each untapped creature you control gets +0/+2 as long as it's not attacking. And then you can spend 1 white and he gets +0/+1 until end of turn. That's pretty cool. And then we got a retro frame Savannah Lions. All right, time for the last pack of the second stack. We're almost done with this box. Oh, I just about put them in the wrong stack. Ovinomancer, so you can turn your opponent's creatures into sheep tokens. Assault and Battery, make an elephant or deal 2 damage to any target. Storm Entity, 1 and a red for a 1/1. With haste, Storm Entity enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each other spell cast this turn. So it gets counters on it for storm effect, basically. And we got a Mythic, No Mercy, 2 and 2 black. An enchantment, whenever a creature deals damage to you, destroy it. That's pretty cool. It's only our second Mythic. And we got a retro frame Ovenize. All right, starting the last stack. Should have one more Mythic in here if we're lucky. We should have one more Mythic there. It's pretty standard. All right, Fact or Fiction, Deadwood Treefolk, Pain and Suffering, Cliff Top Retreat, Retro Frame, very nice, and Wild Dogs. Yeah, values are hard to set right now just because this is a new set and everything's been so crazy lately. So it's hard to say what any of these are really worth at this point. Glory, 3 colorless, 2 white for a 3/3 flyer, and 2 and a white. Choose a color. Creatures you control gain protection from the chosen color until the end of turn. Activate that only if Glory is in the graveyard. Cool. And then we got High Tide Retro and a foil Overmaster. Really cool artwork. One red. The next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn can't be countered. And then draw a card. It's nice. So our uncommon and Glory was our rare. All right. That's nice. Loaded pack there with the 2 rares. Mystic Enforcer, another Quicksilver Dagger, another Dromar's Cow, another Sapperling Symbiosis, and a Mog War Marshal. All right. See, these last few packs are go fast because we're going to skip all the junk, right? Junk, junk, junk. Enlightened Tutor. That's one of the top 5 cards in the set. 1 white. Search your library for an artifact or enchantment card, reveal it, put that, or shuffle and put it on top of your library. Very nice. And Street Wraith. All right. Just a handful of packs left to go, folks. Squirrel Nest, Congregate, Wax and Wane, and we got a Mythic Hunting Grounds. One green, 1 white for an enchantment. Threshold, as long as 7 or more cards are in your graveyard, Hunting Grounds has, whenever an opponent casts a spell, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. Very nice Mythic, retro frame Mythic. Renewed Faith is our regular, and then we had a foily Urborg Uprising. That's Hunting Ground, that retro frame Hunting Ground. That's pretty cool. So that's our 3 mythics so far. And one thing I wanted to remind everybody: we don't get foil lands in this, foil regular lands in this set. So in these packs, we will in the remastered packs. Collector's boosters. And we got a rare Nantuko Shade, 2 black for a 2/1, and then for 1 black you can pump it up +1/+1 till end of turn. Not great, but Frantic Search Retro. There's 6 packs left in the box. Getting down to the end. All right, we got Tiana again. Sulphur Falls, Dual Land, Retro Frame, Sarah Angel. Not bad. Flame Kavu, Helm of Awakening, Mind Stone, and a foil. Beautiful foily retro frame Icy Manipulator. Really like that. Mind Stone Retro. Oh, that's common. And the Helm of Awakening. Two colorless. Spells you cast, or spells cost one less to cast. So that's for everybody, not just you. All right, four attacks. Fairies. There's Tatyova, Benthic Druid. Whenever a land enters a battlefield under your control, you gain a life and draw a card. There's Valduk. It's the first one we've seen of him. Keeper of the Flame. 2 and a red. He's a 3/2. At the beginning of combat on your turn, for each aura and equipment attached to him, create a 3/1 red elemental creature token with trample and haste, and exile those tokens at the end of the next end step. Tormod's Crypt again. And we got a retro frame Decimate. 2 colorless, 1 red, 1 green. Destroy target artifact, target creature, target enchantment, and target land. Very fun. Veiled Serpent. Okay. All right. Number 3. Number 3 or number 34, I guess, depending on how you're counting, right? Battle Screech. 2 colorless and 2 white. Create 2/1/1 white flying or white bird creature tokens with flying, and then you can tap 3 untapped white creatures you control to bring it back. Flashback. Treva's Ruins. 1 green, 1 white, 1 blue. Floodgate. Full art Denizen of the Deep. 6 colorless and 2 blue for an 11/11. When it enters a battlefield, return each other creature you control to its owner's hand. It's like it comes into play and everything just runs away. Full art, though. Pretty cool. And then Wild Growth for our retro. Last 2 packs. No Vampiric Tutor yet. Still a chance, though, because it is just, I think it is a rare. I don't think it's a mythic. All right, Spirit Monger. 3 colorless, a green, and a black for a 6/6. Whenever Spirit Monger deals damage to a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on it. For 1 black, you can regenerate him, and for 1 green, he becomes a color of your choice until end of turn. Thieving Magpie, this is kind of nice. Whenever it deals damage to an opponent, draw a card. It's a 1/3 flyer for 4. Chainer's Edict. Pashalik Mons. 2 and a red for a legendary Goblin Warrior creature. He is a 2/2. Whenever he or another goblin you control dies, he deals 1 damage to any target. 3 and a red, sack a goblin, create 2/1/1 red goblin creature tokens. And then we got a retro frame Gerard's Verdict. Here's our last pack from this box. Overall, not bad. I mean, 3 mythics, stack of rares, some nice full art. It's not bad. All right, we got a Thran Golem in our last pack. 5/5 for a 3/3 or a 5 casting cost 3/3. As long as it's enchanted, it gets +2/+2 and has flying, first strike, and trample. We got a full art card in here. Ooh. High Tide. We've seen this before. Full art Flame Tongue Kavu. And there's our Vampiric Tutor. 1 black. Search your library for a card, shuffle, and put that card on top. You lose 2 life. Very nice. That is a mythic. Retro Frame Duress. And a foil. Holy crap, this was a pack to get. A foil. Sylvan Library. 1 colorless, 1 green. At the beginning of your draw step, you may draw 2 additional cards. If you do, choose 2 cards in your hand drawn this turn. For each of those cards, pay 4 life or put the card on top of your library. That is a beautiful card too. The foil is amazing, and that is a really, really nice end to our box. So pretty cool. We had some regular full arts here. We had the full art Denizen of the Deep, full art Flame Tongue Kavu, full art Entomb, and the full art Absorb. And then we had some really nice foil rares, and we had some nice mythics. The Hunting Grounds Retro, the Sylvan Library, Vampiric Tutor, No Mercy, and Dark Depths. Pretty good. So, all right, give me a second. I'll clear up magically, and then we'll start in on this box. All righty, so everything's magically cleaned up, and we're back. Now we're going to start in on the Collector's Booster box. 12 packs here to open. All kinds of foily goodness. The boxes are good. You know, this is a little solider, or solider. That's not a word. A little more solid than the boxes from the other ones that we've gotten. Um, I don't know. It just seems like they're better quality. So maybe it's where they come from, or who knows what. But anyway, so there's our 12 packs, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hey, you're right. 12 packs. Let's see what we get here. So each one of these packs has several foil cards, usually one full art, and then I think there's a couple retro frame cards in here too. So these have pull tabs on them, or they did. There, if I could actually look at the pack and see. All right, and again, we get some tokens in here. So the one thing I'm going to check, let's see, is that better? You can't really see the foil then, can you? That's not bad. Okay, we'll try that. So we had an elephant and no, there's a Merit Lage for our Dark Depths, the 2020. All right, we'll try that. Let's see how that foily. Okay, a little dull foil on this one, but it's all right. So we start right off with the Woodland Cemetery. This is the one of the duels, and I like that they have the retro border has the star on them. It's pretty cool. All right, Mystic Remora, full art, nice art, and we have a Urza's Blueprints, 6 casting cost, Echo 6. So at the beginning of your upkeep, if this came under your control since the beginning of your last upkeep, sack it unless you pay its Echo cost, and then you tap to draw a card. Seems kind of worthless, I think. But, you know, maybe if you're playing it in certain types of decks, it's awesome. I don't know. Sulfuric Vortex, 1 and 2, 2 red. And at the beginning of each player's upkeep, Sulfuric Vortex deals 2 damage to that player. If a player would gain life, that player gains no life instead. We have a full art High Tide, foily. And that's nice looking, really nice looking card. Gerard's Verdict, we've seen that. Wild Growth, foil land. I'm not going to stop for a lot of these. I'll just show you the foiling, because a lot of these are similar to what we've already opened in the packs that we just went through. So, yeah, the pull tab takes like that corner, and you gotta stick your finger in there and yank it open. Oh well. Got a nice insect and another Merit Lage. Opposition is our first foily rare retro card. 2 and 2 blue. Tap an untapped creature you control and tap an artifact or creature or land. It's nice. Dark Depths full art. Very nice. Arcady Sabat's retro frame this time, and an Arcady Sabat regular frame foil. That's just a Sabat. Street Wraith, Mog War Marshal, Ovenize. There's the nice foil lands. I mean, it's nice to get these commons and uncommons in foil, but nobody opens these packs for that, right? They do. Okay, I was checking to see. They do have the perforations on them that make these a little easier to open. Zombie. Merit Lage is always on the back. I don't know. Lieutenant Kirtar, 1 and 2 white. Foil retro frame, legendary creature. Flying, you can spend 1 and a white, and sack him to exile target attacking creature. And he's a 2/2. Full art Enlightened Tutor. Okay. 1 white. Of course, we know what this does. Search your library for an artifact or enchantment, reveal it, shuffle, and put it on top of your library. And there's a Mythic No Mercy. Retro frame. Helm of Awakening foil. And Renewed Faith. Turnabout. Okay. So far, a couple good packs. So, goblins, those are just so much fun. Helm of Awakening, full art, foil. Just got the regular one last time. Test of Endurance, 2 and 2 white, full art. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 50 or more life, you win the game. That could be a fun card. I mean, it's just pretty, It's just pretty. Siege Gang Commander, retro frame, boppity bop, foil, retro frame. Can't beat that either. There's a loon, land, and some other stuff. Oops. Again, I can't say enough about the foiling in this set. It's just really good. I feel like the card quality itself is good. Oversold Cemetery. Oh, full art foil this time. So I have a full art regular. Now I have a full art foil. It's pretty cool. Worldly Tutor, another full art tutor. Nantucko Shade. He can go Nantucko himself. Divine Sacrament foil. And then Empty the Warrens. I know somebody wants that. All right. Yeah, Nantucko Shade. I mean, not my favorite card. Just I hate that card takes up a rare slot. Stroke of Genius. This is a fun card. Nice card draw, and it's pretty and foily. X2 and a blue. Target player draws X cards. Full Art Triskelion. 6 casting cost. 1/1. Enters the battlefield with 3+1/+1 counters, and you can remove a counter, and it deals 1 damage to any target. There's Zur the Enchanter. 1 colorless, a white, a blue, and a black for a 1/4 flyer. And when he attacks, you can search your library for an enchantment with mana value 3 or less, put it on the battlefield, then shuffle. We got Yawgmoth, Thran Physician, a nice foily mythic. Protection from humans for a 2/4 for 2 and 2 black. Pay 1 life, sacrifice another creature, put a -1/-1 counter on up to 1 target creature, and draw a card. And then you can spend 2 black, discard a card, and proliferate. Very nice. For those of you who don't know, proliferate means put a +1/+1 counter, or put a counter on, so what does it say here? Choose any number of permanents and or players, then give each another counter of each kind already there. So if you're playing poison, you can give all your opponents another poison counter. Not bad. Nice foily Mind Stone. Nice retro frame Juggernaut. Beautiful forest, foily forest, dodecapod, wild growth, ornithopter, impulse. Very cool. Foils are just really, really nice looking in this set. Goblin. Mystic Remora. Yeah. Wrath of God with the new artwork. This is pretty cool. 2 and 2 white. Destroy all creatures. They can't be regenerated. I love the flavor text. Each side prayed for the gods to smite the other. In the end, all their prayers were answered. Maze of Ith. This is a fun card. Such a fun card. Retro frame. Pretty cool. Untap target attacking creature. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to and dealt by that creature this turn. In the original version, it was like tap, target creature is removed from combat or something like that. So, rare Saproling Symbiosis, foil, Savannah Lions, Mistress Factory. So there's like regular foils, and then there's the retro frame foils, which are pretty cool. All right, we're halfway through the box. Now we're going down that second stack here. Thank you for hanging with me here. All right, Pyre Zombie right off the bat. So again, can you see that little gravestone? That means that this has flashback, or it can be done, or something can be done with it from the graveyard. Yes. Okay. So 1 black and a red for a 2/1. Beginning of your upkeep, if Pyre Zombie's in your graveyard, you may pay 1 and 2 black. If you do, return it to your hand. And then for 1 and 2 red, you can sacrifice it to deal 2 damage to any target. It's a pretty nice card. Oh, Chainer Dementia Master. 3/3 gives all the nightmares +1/+1. But then when he leaves, you exile all the nightmares too. So it's pretty tough. Nut Collector is the squirrel guy. 5 colorless and 1 red, 1 green for 1/1. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token. And if threshold, all squirrels get +2/+2 as long as 7 or more cards are in your graveyard. He's the Squirrel King. Gemstone Mine, very nice. Foily. And there's a battlefield with 3 mining counters on it. You can tap and remove a counter, add 1 mana of any color. If there are no counters, then you sacrifice it. Lull, nice retro. All right, 4 packs left here. We've got a couple nice full arts. Grim Lavamancer, 1 red for a nice foil full art. 1/1, 1 red and tap. Exile 2 cards from your graveyard. Grim Lavamancer deals 2 damage to any target. Another full art Enlightened Tutor. Last chance, 2 red. Take an extra turn after this one. At the beginning of that turn's end step, you lose the game. Well, that's a nice retro border mythic. Overmaster, we've seen this one already. Mistress Factory, Flame Tongue Kavu again. Blah, 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 blah. All right. 3 left. Nantucket Shade, Oversold Cemetery, Zur. Zombie. Cryptic Gateway. I got pulled one of these last night. Full art Worldly Tutor. Crawl Space. This is a fun card. 3 colorless. No more than 2 creatures can attack you each combat. Very nice. Cryptic Gateway regular. Duress. All right. Last pack. Is it going to be here? Entomb, full art foil. Legacy Weapon full art. Nice mythic. It's a 7 casting cost. For one of each color, exile target permanent. If Legacy Weapon will be put into a graveyard from anywhere, reveal Legacy Weapon and shuffle it into its owner's library instead. There's a regular Worldly Tutor, retro frame. And a foily Vampiric Tutor. Nice. Okay, that was good. That was a good last pack. Foil Spiritmonger, Mystic Enforcer, nice foil Swamp, foil Caldera. The Calderas and stuff, these are really nice. The layers are beautiful, for sure. All right, well, that's it. So, what did we end up with here? I put Legacy Weapon in the wrong place. So, we ended up with a nice stack of foil commons and uncommons, right? Legacy Weapon, a foil Yawgmoth. We had Test of Endurance and Dark Depth full art. We had No Mercy as a regular and Yawgmoth as a foil mythic. We also had a foil mythic Vampiric Tutor and a retro border mythic Last Chance. So, I guess No Mercy was retro border as well. So then for rares, we had we'll get this up here. Oops. For rares, we had Arcady Sabat. These are retro frame. Worldly Tutor, Pyre Zombie as a foil retro. Maze of Ith as a retro, Mystic Remora as a foil retro, Zur as a retro, Nantucket Shade as a retro, Siege Gang Commander, Urza's Blueprint, Entomb as a full art foil, Cryptic Gateway as a regular foil, Crawl Space, retro, Worldly, oh my goodness, there's so many variants here. Worldly Tutor as a regular full art, Cryptic Gateway as a foil retro, Zur as a just regular foil version, Woodland Cemetery as a retro, Oversold Cemetery as a full art regular, and Tucko Shade as a full art retro foil. It's over here. Maybe I didn't have as many stacks as I thought I was going to. I'm going to do that right there. All right. Overmaster as a full art regular foil. Woodland Cemetery as a full art retro foil. All right, sorry, retro foil. Full art Enlightened Tutor. Full art foil Grim Lavamancer. Foil Gemstone Mine. These were, I guess, I'm sorry, I started too many stacks and then I got carried away. I like making stacks, okay? Oh, there's another Mythic Retro that I put in the wrong stack because I'm dumb. Chainer, Dementia Master, foil regular, foil full art Wrath of God, or just full art Wrath of God, full art Triskelion, foil retro Stroke of Genius, foil regular version of Divine Sacrament. This is the only foil regular we got out of here so far. Regular full art Worldly Tutor, foil Oversold Cemetery, foil regular border Birds of Paradise, foil Helm of Awakening, foil Helm of Awakening. Are these? Okay, see, I messed this all up, didn't I? These are all foil. There we go. That's what I did. I knew I did something wrong. These are the foil retros. These are the foil. Okay, Enlightened Tutor, regular, non-foil. Any other full art? Yeah, regular, non-foil. Then we had a foil retro Lieutenant, foil regular Arcady Sabat, foil retro Opposition, and a foil regular Vortex. There we go. Quite a few good cards. I mean, definitely some good mythics, some good rares, some nice full arts. Really worth it. I think these are definitely boxes that you should, at least open a couple packs, if nothing else. There's some great cards in there, great ads to put into any commander deck, and anything to play in historic or whatever it's called now. I know most people don't play Legacy, but it's still some good stuff maybe for Explorer, or not Explorer. What's it called? Um, Pioneer. Yeah. So check that out. But thanks for watching. I appreciate it. There's some pretty cool cards here, and we're going to be doing some other openings. I've got some HeroClix stuff coming up. I've got a brick of Batman versus Superman, or Batman Team Up, not Batman versus Superman, and a brick of Avengers Forever. So if you like HeroClix, stay tuned for another video coming soon. Please like, share, subscribe, and have a good day. Thanks.